guys, and happy baby name Monday. I hope everyone is super duper good. It is a boy list this week. This is a follow on from the girl version of this list, which was last Monday. If you're brand new, I should say I'm SJ. I just talk a lot about baby names, so I launch right into it. Every single Monday there is a new baby name list here on my channel. So if you are brand new, do hit subscribe. If you love all things baby names, if you're naming a baby, make sure to subscribe, hit the little bell so you can get tons of baby name inspiration. I do so much hard work, basically so you don't have to. You can make Mondays a part of your week where you sit down and relax and listen to some good old baby names. Who doesn't like to do that? Every Sunday there's also a podcast, Baby Name Envy the podcast is up now. This week's episode is definitely my absolute favourite one we've done so far. We're only on episode 9, but we speak to this amazing woman who can taste names, so it's so fascinating. She has synesthesia. Anyway, it's amazing. So I will get on with my boy name list now though for you, because I wanted to put this together for so long, and it is basically using real data, which is what I like to do as well, of the boys' names. So only 3 babies were ever called these names last year. So it's basically the boy names that are really languishing right at the bottom of the charts here in the UK. I found some real gems, and they're all really wearable. They're all really nice. They're not unusual, but they're unique. So I think we're going to really find something you love on here. And then at the end, I thought we'll try this out. At the end, I'm going to read you a dilemma sent in by the lovely Elizabeth here in our community. Hello. And she's looking for some name help. And I thought maybe I'll just read it out and we'll just give this a go. You guys can answer the dilemma in the comment section below. So I thought that would be fun. Let me know what you think, if you would like a dilemma of the day in each of the episodes, Baby Name Monday. So the first name on the list is the name Zenith. So it's a really unique name, isn't it? There were 3 baby boys named Zenith last year, but I thought you guys might really like it because it's almost quite a spiritual name. It's almost on the same sort of realm as a Bodhi, if Bodhi's become too used, because it means it's a celestial body, is the highest point that a celestial body reaches during its orbit. Can you tell? I know exactly what I'm talking about. So sometimes it means highest point, but that highest point isn't just like geographically. It is spiritually. So your highest point your celestial body can take, Zenith. So I think it's actually a really nice name. It's got Kenneth vibes, but it's so different. But I was like, it does actually vibe with Kenneth. If you wanted, if you're after a name and just it has to rhyme with Kenneth, maybe you might have a grandparent called Kenneth or something like that. But I really, really like it. So yeah, look it up if you're interested in the name Zenith. 3 baby boys named Zenith last year. This name we have talked about before. I've just texted this actually, my cousin's just had a baby boy today. Yeah, today. So we've called, they haven't called the baby this. I just texted them this name, which is the name Rhodes. So you know I love this name. So Emily Roberts just chose this, and I've talked about it a couple of times. I really, really like it. There were 3 baby boys, that's it, called Rhodes last year. So there's loads of reasons I like it. It's naturey and outdoorsy in a couple of ways. Obviously, like roads, as in like the roads less travelled, I always think about as well. But also this the island, the Greek island Rhodes. But it means either island of roses, which is just so gorgeous, particularly for a boy. I just love it. Or it can mean so either where roses grow or a clearing in the woods is another meaning for it as well. So both kind of nature, outdoorsy, but it's strong, it's kind of masculine. It's kind of this masculine form of rose, which has been such a popular girl name for so long. So I'm absolutely obsessed with it. And what I really liked it for my cousin was, and lots of people use it for Rhodesia, which is the original country name for Zimbabwe, and he's South African. My dad's South African, so yeah, their family was from there. So I thought it might be an interesting one for any South Africans out there, Rhodes after Rhodesia. The third one is the name Truman. How obsessed are you with the Truman Show? Have you ever seen that movie? If you haven't, literally after this, go finish this, then go and watch it. It's unbelievable, it's unreal. I want to watch it with Freddie actually. And Truman is only 3 baby boys named Truman last year, but it feels bang on trend to me because it means faithful man. It's kind of got surname as first name vibes, but then you think about the show, so Nor traditionally was a first name, like Truman in the Truman Show, or Truman Capote, who wrote that thing, Breakfast at Tiffany's. So he's also a really good American literary namesake for Truman, but just feels really perfect. I love the nickname True. but it is very masculine with the man at the end. And if you look surnames as first names, so obviously a President Truman as well. So I'm just surprised it's not got more use, because it feels bang on trend of this virtue type of name with the freedom, with the sort of strongness and everything. It's got lots going for it, Truman. So yeah, pop it on your name list if you like it. The next one's totally different, but I just saw it at the bottom of the list and I was like, it's so cute. It's named Howie. Howie. Isn't that just adorable? Like, we love nickname names. Like, we've got Albie, Alfie, all of those right at the top, right at the bottom, all by itself, just 3 babies called Howie. And I was like, I actually think it's adorable. It rhymes with Bowie. We like Bowie as a name, Bowie. But Howie, so it's really cute. Obviously a nickname name for like a Harold, but I just thought it was really nice, or a Howard. So you could go Howard and then Howie, but just registered as Howie. 3 baby boys. I think it's so nice, and it means heart, brave heart, which is really nice, or noble watchman. So it came up with 2 meanings, which I guess one's probably from Harold and one's from Howard. Really strong meanings for a baby boy. Really nice, Howie. I would have pinched that. Right down the bottom, only 3 baby boys were called Khalo last year. Spelled like this after, of course, the Mexican artist Frida Kahlo. But Khalo is such a normal boy name with the spelled C-A-R-L-O, or Carlos even, but I really like it spelled like this. So it becomes much more unique, but it's still very phonetic. Khalo, you can say it, but it's got the painter. It's actually a German surname, so lots of people would imagine it would be Spanish or Mexican, but it's German. Frida Kahlo's father was German, and that's how they got their name. So yeah, it's a really lovely name, and I really think it looks so nice written down and would really appeal to lots of you guys who are about to have a baby, because you know, things like Kai and all of those are really popular in Khalo. I really like it. What do you think? Does it seem too sort of fangirl to have such a famous surname as a first name? The next one is Cadence. So Cadence is on the rise more for girls, but there were 3 boys named Cadence last year. So it is a gender neutral name. So you might think, does it feel more feminine or more masculine to you? Because when I saw it on the boy list, I really liked it for a boy, Cadence. I can just see it working again, like a strong name with a D and the K at the beginning, and it means rhythm or flow, so it's kind of musical and kind of whimsical in that way, and I really liked that. So I feel like rhythm, flow, cadence, perfect for a little boy. I mean, it's not massively popular for girls either, so it's not like you're having a girl's name, Cadence, for a boy. But yeah, what would you go with? Would you go with it? I love the fact that it means rhythm. Jakoby was down there, only having 3 babies called Jakoby. The reason I put this on is because Jakoby was on there 3 times right at the bottom with different spellings. So with the C or the K or the I ending or the Y ending. There was lots of variations of it, but there was only 3 babies of each. And you know, it's one name I really like, being a Hebrew name that's so much more unique than a Jacob or even a Noah, Jakoby, and it's very, very playful, but doesn't sound made up, because it's not made up. It's a gorgeous name. It means supplanter, the same as Jacob and James. They all come from the same family name tree, Jakoby, but I think it's really cool. I didn't realise it was so far down. The name Smith, 3 babies called Smith. So what do you think? I like the name Smith. I always think of the guy from Sex and the City. Do you remember him? Whew, I do. He was gorgeous and he made the name Smith. I don't know if that was, no, I think, was that his surname and then he had a first name? I don't remember. But I really like Smith, and obviously surnames are really popular. And this is a really cool occupational one. Smith would have come with, for the metalworker, but would have meant to strike with a hammer. So it would have been smite, then it became Smith. So I always love where words come from, obviously, but I think Smith is really sweet. It might seem strange on a baby, I wonder. Maybe it's more of a nickname. What do you think? Do you know a little baby called Smith, or do you think it just sounds too grown up? I'd be really fascinated to know what you think. Blythe, there were just 3 baby boys named Blythe as a first name last year, but I do predict this is going to boom. It's been on so many name lists. You guys love it. It's more middle spot. It's almost like the trendiest middle spot at the moment, and those do jump to first spots. Blythe, we all know. The gorgeous Delilah Epke, she's pregnant again. She's just in a name list video. I will pop the link to it in the description because I love her. We met through, we both did baby name lists around vintage baby names, and then Yeah, she's gone on to have Theodore Blythe, and now she's pregnant again, so it'll be fascinating to see what name she picks. She's got the best names, but it means carefree, and I can see it becoming a first name for boys as well, Blythe. What do you think? Apollo. There were just 3 babies named Apollo boys last year, and I was surprised again because those names are so booming up the charts. I was so surprised that Apollo, there was only 3. So maybe it's just all those people who are just really brave before you have your baby and you put it on your list, but you don't actually go with it. So it's just one of those, it means destroyer, which also might put some people off, but it was one of the very early Christian disciples was also Apollo. I looked on forums to try and give you some good guidance on the name Apollo, and it's a love-hate. It's a real Marmite love-hate name. Lots of people saying, sorry, absolutely not, I can't get on board with it. And then some other people being, it's on my list, like it's my guilty pleasure name, I'm obsessed with it. One person brought up that their husband didn't like it because they thought the nickname would be Polly. And I thought, oh yeah, maybe it's a hard one to nickname, isn't it, Apollo? And you wouldn't want to be Polly if you were a boy, I don't think. So that's just one to watch out. So maybe that's what's knocking it off the lists. But do you know an Apollo? I was so surprised to see it so far down. And the last one that I wrote down with the babies, there were just 3 babies called Everest last year. The name of my hamster, Everest. I can see, imagine if he just comes out. So we really like the name, obviously, but I think with the EV at the beginning, I can see this one booming. So there were 3 last year, but it's not one of those that's on its way down, it's one of those that's on its way in and up. So obviously Mount Everest was named after George Everest, who was a surveyor, British surveyor who went there, but it's not its original name, there's a better name for it. It's something beautiful like Chumulungma, which I can't say, which means Mother Goddess of the World. How beautiful is that original name meaning for Mount Everest? And apparently the surveyor really didn't want them to change it and name it after him, but we now know it as Mount Everest. And Montana and Everest and all these types of, Beaumont, all these mountain names really appealing to us because they're strong yet beautiful and necessary and lovely. So there was some down at the bottom that I didn't think would work. There was a Now, is that a normal name? Have you heard of that? Now, somebody called Neon, which again is just so fluorescent lights to me. I was like, Neon. Mungo, which is a very traditional Scottish name. So Mungo is the patron saint of Glasgow and it means my pet. But I really like it, Mungo. I just think it's really adorable, but I wondered what you guys thought. 3 babies named just MD with a full stop at the end. What does that mean? Do you think that means like no name, or I don't know, MD with a full stop? What does that mean? That was what they were registered as. And then there was 3 called Greatness and 3 called Good Luck. And I love those types of names. We saw Goodness on the girl list. So it's funny that the boys have Greatness and then Good Luck. It's like, good luck. 3 baby boys were called that. And then there were some Neils, some Clives probably going extinct. So yeah, those are the boy names going out of fashion. While I have you for one more minute, let us help Elizabeth out. So, Elizabeth has sent us a message. She is looking for a sibling for her daughter who's called Carly. And I loved this, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for sending this to me. And please do, guys, all get involved in the comment section below. I'm sure that Elizabeth watches the channel. She listens to the podcast, so we can help you out, Elizabeth, and you're going to love it. And you'll get so many ideas. So they have an 18-month-old daughter, Carly, which funnily enough was the name, my sister's other name. So she wasn't Naomi, my mum was going to call her Carly. She's trying for their second baby, and they're really, fingers crossed, hoping that they conceive soon. I'm sure you will. She comes from a family of excellent namers. So she's got the most amazing nieces and nephew names, and she's like, I've got to live up. So we've got a job on our hands. So her name's Elizabeth. She's got sisters Emily and Erica. They've all got beautiful children's names. So Emily has Gideon, one of my name crushes, Melody, love it, and Cora. So those are her nieces and nephews. Then she also has a nephew called Robinson. How trendy is that? Magnolia. And baby Goldie on the way, so that they are unreal names. So she's leaning towards more classic names, but not that common. The husband in particular does not like very, very out there names, do they ever? Those husbands, and they don't want a colour name. So growing up, she really liked that her sisters' names all began with E, and they were called the E's. Which is really sweet, and my boys love having the same initial as well. They actually genuinely talk about how much they like having the same initial. So she would be open for a C name to match with Carly. and she's thinking that she might use the middle name Vienna, because that is a place that's special to her, a place where she lived. To get going, guys, a girl name maybe starting with C, not a deal breaker. Sister for Carly, got to live up to those nieces and nephews, middle name potentially Vienna. So we will see. She's really into meaning. She's a real name enthusiast. So do your best, do our absolute best for you, Elizabeth. And if you do say hi below, and I will make sure I email you all of these ideas as well. Let me know if you like having a little dilemma at the end of the video. I thought it would be quite fun to do. Don't forget the podcast episode is now live as well. It's all linked below. We're every single day on Instagram, on Baby Name Envy as well, and new names on Pinterest. As always, if you just want to scroll loads of names, get tons of ideas, and my Pinterest is SJ Strum as well. Next week's going to be an amazing one. I've already written it. How organised am I for a change? Lots of love, guys. Bye-bye.